to my Carolina garden turned winter wonderland. I garden on the coast of North Carolina, all the way at the bottom of the state. And to say that it's rare that we get snow is an understatement. I have been gardening in zone 8B on this property for nearly 10 years, and this is only the second significant snowstorm I have ever gotten. So I wanted to show you around the garden as it's beautified, covered with snow. So right now it's early in the morning, probably about 7:30. I wasn't too concerned that the snow was going to melt too quickly for me to be able to show it to you, but I'm out here because instead I was hoping the sky was going to change colors a bit as the sun was rising. So what we're going to do right now, no melting at all, let's just measure and see how much snow I actually got here. Three and a half inches, like exactly 3.5 inches. I know some people that live in the colder climates who get snow all the time is like, yeah, I'm over it. Who cares already? But since it's so rare here, that's why we're kind of celebrating this. So 3.5 inches, I'll take it. You have never seen my secret garden covered in snow because I have never seen my secret garden covered in snow. So let's explore it. Looking at my Rosa Sharon bush, it looks like it has all buds on it. It just feels crazy to me that anything would have buds at all. Do you remember how delightful and colorful it was right here? I had the gorgeous caladiums. They were pink and green and bright and vibrant, and it's just like nothing. The only standout I have right now is the golden sword yucca over here. The contrast actually becomes even more striking, not just the color, but the sharpness of each one of those fronds compared to the gentleness of the snow that's laying around it. Kind of looks crazy. I don't know why this is funny or interesting to me to point out, but it is. I wanted to talk about the greenhouse for a minute because, like I said, it is so frigid here. 22 degrees, I think it was 19 or something overnight. Very, very unusual for us. And the greenhouse has a small space heater in it, which usually works well enough. And I set it to 60 degrees. That's when it kicks on. Well, I can tell you that I woke up this morning and it's closer to about 40 degrees inside the greenhouse. The heater's doing the best it can. There's literally nothing else I can do about it. So I know everything's going to be fine because they met 40 degrees before I even put them inside the greenhouse. But that's part of the greenhouse life and the struggle in winter. Even our houses here are not used to this temperature, and our heat pumps are working overtime to try to give us some warmth inside. So I can only imagine how that space heater feels in there. So of course, I'm not worried about my garden at all. This is nature, everything's gonna be just fine. But I would like to say that I've seen birds flying around here. I'm just noticing my birdhouses. And they're probably thinking, where the heck am I? I thought I flew south for the winter, and what is happening? So that was one thing that was on my mind. And the other thing was right down here. This is where, can you see this plastic container? This is where I'm winter sowing some seeds. And because this is covered in snow right now, I want to like talk to my seeds and say, you're supposed to be acclimating to my weather and, you know, get used to everything, the ups and the downs, but don't get used to the snow. Like, don't get used to 20 degrees because it's awful. So I feel like I want to tell it, this is not natural. This is not what we're used to. So I've talked so much about my big boulders, and this is my rock garden right now. Boulders are one of my favorite things, and I always say they're like a statement piece or they're an anchor to your flower bed. Well, this is like one of the only things I can really tell exactly what it is because it sits up so much higher. So it is proving my point that it is the centerpiece of a great garden. And I don't know. I don't think I'm going any further because I don't want to step on any plants along the way. In the front of the house, some of the standout things are these nandinas that turn red for their winter color. They're much more green in the summer. Look how beautiful they are against the snow. That is something I really like. Plus they have red berries on them on top of that. And my cabbage, that is a cold weather plant. So we're gonna see what happens to it after it had this snow sitting on it. But yeah, let's go check out the Peninsula Garden. So as we make our way around the Peninsula Garden in the front, if you look at the road behind me, maybe one or two people have driven on it this morning. We don't have snow plows here, so we are not equipped to be clearing our roads. Of course, my family actually moved from the north, and we moved here with one snow shovel. The last time it snowed, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago or so, we were the only people in the whole neighborhood that had a snow shovel. I just wanted to point out again, the golden sword yucca. It looks amazing. It is like so striking right now. And of course, it's got a couple of beautiful boulders around it. More decorative cabbage. And my sweet, sweet frog who just sees everything with me. A little bit of flooding, definitely heat waves, a little bit of drought, and now he's got some snow. Another striking contrast between this right now and my normal summer, even fall garden are my blanket flowers. Look at them. They look so tired and wimpy right now, and I have lots of seeds on them. They're just waiting to blow around and disperse themselves. Oh my gosh, I'm actually shivering. But my blanket flowers, see, currently looking a little dry. So we have to end the video here because it is just much, much too cold to be filming out here. Unfortunately, the sky didn't give us a show today with a great sunrise, but it's still beautiful. The magnolia tree, oh my gosh, this looks gorgeous. I love this. Like, someone needs to photograph this. Anyway, thanks for joining me on a little look and walk around my Carolina garden in the freezing, freezing cold. And until next time, you guys, happy planting.